downtown, beautiful downtown Barrie, where we started.
Where it all began.
Yep, first time since the flood. So can't wait. Aired Out will. I'm not sure when Aired Out will be on though. I don't know if they're planning on staying here. I should have got more information on that, but I'm sure they'll let you know.
Yeah.
Or they probably let you know this morning. Anywho, my shout outs. I got high school sports coming up, but my shout out is to Nebraska girls basketball. I mean, huge shout out.
Yeah.
I mean,
you got to give it to them. You got to.
I had people texting me.
Yeah, it was an awesome game.
After that game and just saying, shout out to Nebraska.
Yep.
I mean, that's all they were texting me. It was great.
It was a great game.
And Black Bear Hockey, thank you so much for making my Friday night. I hope to make it back. If I don't make it back this year, I will be back. It was so much fun. It was 12, 13, 14, and 11-year-olds. Mm-hmm. They were playing their rival team, Essex. The place was literally packed.
That's what you said.
It was packed.
Which is awesome.
The 50-50, I don't know what it normally is, but it was over $300. And they're like, oh, my God, it's an all-time high. Everybody was so grateful for Darcy and the Four Quarters podcast crew for giving the shout out last Wednesday. But again, it's you guys educating us.
Right.
It was fabulous. I've got some pictures that CB's putting up there of little Samantha Coleman in goal. And
Did
the
you
team.
do
I didn't do the
puck
toss,
the
but
puck toss?
We definitely bought some pucks.
Yeah.
Yes. Didn't win. And they were telling me how packed it was, and everybody was just so grateful for getting the word out there. So Jess Van Orman and crew, it was just great to see all of you on Friday night. So great game. Those Essex girls are big. Big. 1-0 in the second period.
Oh, wow.
Essex with 1:37 to go in the game. The Black Bear Hockey tied it up, so it went to a 5-minute overtime.
Oh, wow.
Where nobody
Awesome.
scored in the overtime, and it's fun hockey,
Right?
It is fun, and
So cute. I love it.
and I kept saying to myself, shame on me for not coming to more hockey games because I'm such a basketball person,
Right.
and I'm in a gym.
Yep.
Whether I'm calling a game, coaching, or watching a game,
Right.
whatever. I've just that's been instilled in my blood since I was born. I swear to God, I had a basketball in my hand. I love hockey.
It is. I mean,
I love hockey.
Like you said, it's like getting there. Like you
Yep.
just gotta,
Getting there.
Once
Yep.
you get there,
Yep.
you're like,
Yep.
wow. I mean, I
This
don't
is fun.
understand a single thing about it.
Yeah.
I don't know
Right.
any of the
Well,
rules.
Yeah.
I think I do because of broom ball has
Yeah.
helped me.
I mean, everyone's like, oh, it's like field hockey. It's not. The rules are completely different.
That's funny. When I started playing broom ball, they said, "Oh, it's just like field hockey."
Yeah.
And then I looked at them all and said, "I didn't play field hockey."
Right.
And they're like, "Oh, well, it's just like field hockey."
Yeah.
Thank you for saying it's not.
It's not.
Because
No.
learning broom ball to me was like watching hockey, so it
Right.
very much
Right.
helped. And
Yeah.
and what a great program, and the music playing. It was just a wonderful night, and these girls just love hockey. Favorite part is waiting for the kids to come out afterwards. The bags are bigger than them.
I know. It's so great.
It's absolutely amazing. So thank you. Huge shout out to Black Bear Hockey because it was just a great night, and that BOR was just a rocking. So who wants to go with our next shout out?
You can go, CB.
Coin flip? No coin flip? Who won the coin flip yesterday, by the way? Did you bet on the coin flip?
I did not.
Okay.
I should have. That
I'm
was
gonna
probably
digress
one of,
a lot
That was
today.
probably
We
a
are.
safer bet to do.
CB is here today, so it means she didn't win big.
Yeah, she's
on
not
her.
in. She's not
We'll
in
go
Aruba
into
or
it.
anything.
We'll go
she didn't
into
win
it.
big last night.
So, okay, my first shout out is, well, I have two. First shout out is to Ashley. She is a PT that we
Ding,
worked
ding.
with. She's she's part of my neuro team.
We should have put the picture
and a
up.
huge, Yep. Huge Steeler fan, always talking football. And
Always.
she is moving to South Carolina. So we're losing her. I'm devastated, but
Me too.
wishing her all the best. South Carolina is lucky to have her. She's an amazing therapist.
They are getting a gem in South Carolina. She has a heart of gold. Just a
Right.
wonderful person. I'm going to miss her like
and
crazy.
just so smart. Yeah, she's just an amazing PT.
And
so
a
they're
diehard
lucky.
Steeler fan.
And a diehard Steeler.
Diehard Steeler fan.
My next shout out, I've been meaning to do this for 2 weeks and it's just not happened. But shout out to Chloe Kim, who recorded the first ever 1260 in the women's half
Awesome.
pipe.
Wow.
Yeah, so she continues to kill it. She did amazing at
Continues to
the
amaze.
Winters Olympics a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's continuing to just
That
kick
stuff is so
butt,
cool.
right?
I love the Winter Olympics.
Oh, me too. I love all the Olympics.
I'm just in
but
awe
yeah.
of it. I mean, the snowboarding, like the snow, all of it. It's just so impressive.
It is. It really is.
Even more so because I can't do any of it.
No,
So,
yeah, me either.
Like,
I
you
mean, that
strap
goes with a
something to-
lot.
yeah.
That goes with a lot of Olympic sports. I'm like,
Right?
wow, that's really impressive.
I mean, but we can all like run. We can all like. I mean, we might not be fast, but we can. But you strap something on my feet, forget about it. Like,
Right.
have you guys ever tried snowboarding?
No, but
couple times.
I wished that it was popular in my day because
Yeah.
I was a skateboarder and it
You
wasn't.
probably would have been good.
It
at
wasn't
Yeah.
even popular in the late 70s, early
Yeah.
80s.
Yeah.
I was always on my skateboard. I wiped out one time. I was picking pebbles out of my neck and my face one time. Then the knees got trapped. But I wish I had snowboarded.
Yeah.
It's never too late.
yeah,
It
I've-
isn't. It's cool.
Yeah, I've done it a couple times, and like you think that like being short, I'd have my center of gravity
Yeah.
was a little bit lower.
Right,
You
yeah.
think I'd be? No, it's just,
No?
it's just a
No.
disaster.
I am
But
terrible.
I also
Was a skateboarder? Love
I did
skateboarding.
skateboarding, and yeah, it doesn't translate. So
And there was
No,
no
and you think you
skateboarding
would.
parks when I was younger.
Yeah.
There was none of
No.
that stuff. The X Games,
I love the X Games.
if the X
Yep.
Games were around
Yep.
when I was younger,
Yep.
I would have done everything I could.
be
And I
honest.
don't
Yeah.
even know what event. I would have tried a plethora of them.
Oh yeah, for
I
sure.
really
See,
would have.
when I was growing up, I was
BMX.
in the heyday of like Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
All
yeah.
of the Tony
Yeah.
Hawk games were coming out, and he was just that was when he was super popular. So everyone was like either roller skating or skateboarding. And
I would
it
have
was
probably tried to
bunch of fun.
skateboard.
Yeah.
But BMX biking would have been kind of
That would have been sick.
That would have been sick.
That would have been neat. Because I always would build my own ramps.
Yeah,
I mean, we
we
were
did
always
too.
outside.
I can't tell you how many times I fell over the handlebars
Yeah.
of my bike.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Like all
Absolutely.
the time.
Yep.
So many
Fun,
concussions.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
moment as you're like flying and you got the turf,
Yeah.
Asphalt grinding
Yeah.
on your skin.
Yep.
It's not so much fun, but
Yeah.
yes, you just get
Yep.
right back on it. You
Yeah.
know, your
Exactly.
mom's
Absolutely.
like, put a Band-Aid on. You're
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Like, let's go.
Wipe a
So,
little bit of the dirt off.
Yeah.
It heals quicker with more
Yeah.
dirt anyway.
Right? Exactly.
Peroxide
Rub some
in
dirt
our
in
day.
it.
kids were different back then.
Yeah.
They were.
We
Jeez,
were
I'm
so
crow.
different.
Oh, we digress.
We digress all
Oh
the time.
man.
What else, CB?
Oh, that's it.
That's
all
it.
for me.
All right, Wheels. I'm going to throw it your way.
Okay, I mean, guess what I'm going to start with? Anybody guess?
Nebraska basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, it's related, but it's not where it's starting. Everyone's favorite player, Caitlin Clark. She's getting there, ladies and gentlemen. 8 points away.
8 points away.
Points. She will break it Thursday night at home against Michigan. However, she did become the 6th women's college basketball player to record 1,000 career assists.
Which is my
which
favorite.
Is just
That's my favorite
if
stat.
you just think of everything that this girl has done, I feel like every game she breaks some
Yep.
record.
Yep.
So true.
And so now she has 1,000 assists. She's going to be the all-time leading scorer soon. She leads the NCAA in both scoring average and assists per game. She just does it all.
Yeah.
Absolutely does it all. Rough game for them.
Yep.
Rough game.
I'm gonna say she does it all, but they needed that win.
They did.
Yeah.
Yes.
That
Kudos
number 2
to
hole
Nebraska.
in women's NCAA basketball is the dark hole.
Yeah.
Yep.
The last two, and we can talk about
Yeah.
it later. They lose the next game. It's that 2
Oh,
hole.
yeah.
It's not.
Like we were all talking about it beforehand. I think if you've watched Caitlin Clark and you've watched Iowa, they are at their best when the offense goes through her.
Yep.
Like she brings the ball up, she starts it, she does whatever. I think in the fourth quarter they went away from that. I think a lot of it had to do with, well, we don't want her to break the record here, which shame on Iowa if that's really
Right.
what they were kind of.
I think they had the lead and thought they could.
I
do
think
that.
they did have a big
Yeah.
enough lead. I mean, it was 12 points. I think.
Yeah, but by the time it was down to like
Right.
5,
Yeah.
7, you should have been
Right. But
double
they were
thinking
like,
that.
all the offense was opposite her. Like,
Yes.
she was on the left,
Yep.
everything ran to the right.
Yep.
And I'm like, what are you doing?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, stick with what got you there. She breaks the record. She breaks the record. Like, you need to win more than you need anything
Yeah.
else. So I was disappointed in how Iowa ended the game, but kudos to those Nebraska Cornhuskers. They
Right.
shot the lights out.
Oh my gosh, those
Lights
threes
out.
were,
They were
so pretty.
They played
And
great.
clutch.
And kudos to their defense. The first time Caitlin Clark's been held scoreless in the fourth quarter.
Exactly.
Yep.
First time in her career.
And she had a
So-
slow start.
She had a very
so I
slow
didn't
start,
even
yeah.
think that she was going to come close to like
Right.
the 8 points.
Yeah.
went to start the game. I was like, oh, this is going to be like another last game where she's just passing it to Hannah.
Yeah,
Stolke,
who had
which
47
shout out to
yeah.
Hannah
Yeah.
for 47 points.
I mean,
That was fabulous.
in the game before.
Yeah, and
Number
Caitlin had
45
15
with
assists that
47.
game.
Yeah.
And there's the part of the game I love the
Right?
most.
So
her vision
is
of the floor
it's
of just
incredible.
taking pressure on and finding the open
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And the more someone like Stolke gets involved, the stronger they're going to be.
Correct.
in
Yep.
Tournament time.
Correct.
'Cause
Yep.
And she's getting more confident in her
Yep.
teammates, especially Stolke. They talk
Yep.
about that all the time.
Yep.
But Iowa has some work to do because I've also watched South Carolina, UConn,
Yep.
and
Man.
Iowa's not going to compete with South Carolina. They're just
tell you
not
what.
right now.
And I'll talk more about that in a little bit, but I did not see the Iowa game, and I caught the end of the UConn South Carolina game, and that South Carolina, I'm a Dawn Staley fan.
You do love Don Staley, yes.
And I think she coaches the hell out of her kids. And whether she's getting the top 50, 5 of the top 50 or whatever, that team is so incredibly balanced. And it took me until yesterday. I mean, I know they're a good team.
Yep.
I still am not sure they're number one. I just think there's parity in both the men's and women's tournament this year. But she coaches the hell out of those kids. And 1 through 8, 1 through 9, 1 through 10.
Yep.
Watkins, to me, was the best player in the game. Cardoso didn't even play.
Nope.
And that's the AP. She'll be nominated for AP Player of the Year. But watching Watkins do it all, that team just, it's fun.
Yeah,
They're fun. They're fun to
March
watch.
Madness is going to be fun.
My dark horse
can't
team's going to
wait.
be Virginia Tech, though. I'm not leaving Virginia Tech.
I think there's a lot of dark horses in women's basketball.
Yeah,
So
If you
I
can get a
can't wait.
chance to watch Virginia Tech and Armour, the point guard, they're just fun to watch.
yeah. Well, now that football's over,
And we got a lot of college
you
stuff
got a lot of
going
college
on.
stuff.
Yep.
Another shout out I have. We talked about her last week, Ellie St. Pierre. She broke the American record that held for 37 years, indoor mile.
Way to go, LA.
4 minutes,
Damn.
16 seconds.
Damn.
Richford girl. Richford, Vermont. And if you don't know where Richford, Vermont is, shame on you.
Shame on you. Near Canada. Let's just be real.
Feel like you're in
But
Canada.
4 minutes and 16 seconds?
That's insane.
Like,
She's insane. She really is.
that is, wow.
Right? I'm telling you. You have enjoyed watching her on a basketball court. Never
Yeah.
got tired.
Yeah. So
And,
very
could
impressive.
play the game of basketball. It
Right.
wasn't just, I think I'll just run up and down. She was a good basketball player.
Oh, I bet.
Very good.
Never ending energy.
Athlete.
But congratulations to her. Like I said,
100%.
the record had stood for 37 years. Awesome. And she, literally a new mom, just gave birth like a year ago. Already in shape and
Can
it's
do it
like,
all.
Oh, so
Doesn't it make
jealous.
us feel lazy?
Very.
Yes.
I
Like,
feel that way all the time.
maybe we should go to the gym after,
That
or go
way.
eat dinner. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go have some more sliders.
We'll just pick one. We got some leftovers from the Super Bowl. I choose that. And my last shout out is this heartfelt story. We all love heartfelt stories. It's called Harper Rings the Bell. This 10-year-old Harper Harrell, she was diagnosed with leukemia in 2021 at the age of 8. Her final treatment was last Wednesday. After 846 days, she said, "Peace out, cancer," and she got to ring the bell at the Cameron
Yo.
the Cameron
Really?
basketball court. In front of all the Cameron
Oh my
crazies.
God bless you.
She was adorable. Look it up, Google it. Harper Harrell and completion.
What's
of
the last
treatment.
name again?
Harrell.
Okay.
10 years old.
Oh, God bless
And
her.
as right before she rings the bell, she's like, "Peace out, cancer," and rings the bell in front of all of Cameron Indoor, which
Wow.
is just an amazing.
We're ending the show on that one
Yeah,
because
everyone,
that's
thank you for
beautiful.
tuning in.
That's beautiful. Wheels, thank
Yeah.
you. That's freaking amazing. That's when you just go,
Yeah. Yep.
what do I have to complain
Right.
about? Oh, my knee
Exactly.
hurt today. Who
Yeah.
gives a
Right. Right.
This,
This
kid,
kid.
battled.
Yep. 8 years old.
Oh my God.
Yep.
God bless you. God bless you. Nothing's gonna stop her in life.
Nope.
Nothing.
Nope.
Real
Go
quick.
ahead.
And
Yes.
apparently, Elle dedicated it to all the running moms.
Yes.
Gotta love it. We have a lot of running moms at work.
We do. We
Which-
really do.
Good
honestly.
kudos to them.
Shout out to them.
Yeah.
Shout out to Gino too. He got
Yes, he
the
did. He got it.
1200.
Yep.
Nice.
So he's at 1200.
Yep.
Shashevsky's 1202, and I don't know where Tara is, 1208. So there's a nice little
That's amazing.
sprint for
Yeah.
those two. Who's going to retire first? I know I
Yeah.
said it.
Gino
or
says it's
a couple-
him, but I don't know.
Does he?
Yeah.
He looked yesterday like he was.
I mean, he's aged a little.
He's looked like he's
These last
ready.
couple years at UConn have not been good to him.
I've read a few articles on him, and he's not happy with the college game. I don't think he's happy with the attitudes.
No, he's
of
not.
The world.
He's
either,
not.
Because if anyone's seen it change over the years, it's him.
Yes.
He's put in a lot of time. Yeah, it's tough, but good for him though. 1,200, and I forgot to look up, and I will. Were his are all at UConn? I'm not
Yes,
sure if
all of them.
Krzyzewski's, I think, are all Duke.
I don't think.
Because he was an assistant at Army, but Tara Vanderveers might not be all Stanford. That's one. And still, they're victories.
Right.
We're
Yeah.
saying, with Gino, that's all UConn.
Yeah.
That's all UConn. He
Which
built
is
that
crazy.
program.
Yep.
God bless him. We're going to look at some quick high school. You were good.
I'm good. Yes.
Okay.
Good.
I'm sorry. I don't want to jump in.
You're good.
Some high school scores over the weekend. Boys basketball is in their final week. Girls basketball next week, and I'm not sure if hockey follows suit. I will figure that out. But I am going to start with local hockey over the weekend, where the Times-Argus Golfer of the Year, Garrett Cameron, delivered the hockey equivalent of a hole-in-one to boost the Spalding Crimson Tide past Rice 1-0. They were outshot. Rice outshot Spalding 4-1. The goalie, Ethan Fortin for Spalding, had 40 saves on
Oh my
the night.
Oh my gosh.
The goalie, Henry Monaghan for Rice, had 10 saves. Remember, they were outshot 4-1. And this is a team that, you know how you always have that team where literally Coach Jason LaCroix was saying his team had the rounded shoulders. We don't belong on the ice with this Rice Indians. We don't belong. We can't play with this team. And all of a sudden, it was 0-0 at the end of the first period, and they decided, hey, we might be able to actually play with this Rice team. And I don't know how long it's taken them to get this 1-0 win over Rice, but it improves Spalding to 8-7-2, so they're past the 500 mark on the season. And I've got them winning 7 straight home games as well. So you want to talk about a team that's hitting their stride at the right time. It is 100% the Spalding Crimson Tide boys hockey team. Rice was on a 12-game unbeaten streak, too.
Oh,
Let me
wow.
just add that
Very
to the
nice.
fire. So a huge shout-out to the Spalding
Very
boys
nice.
hockey team. And way to go into, you got another week or two. They're going to be going in. No one's going to want to play them. I'll tell you that much. Nobody's going to want to play them. Boys hockey, also Woodstock over Harwood Union, 5-1, and that snapped Harwood's 10-game winning streak.
Wow.
And puts them at 12-3 on this season. The girls' side over the weekend, U32 over Rutland, 5-1. Hannah Drury with 2 goals, 1 assist. That improves them to 6-10-1 on the season. Kingdom Bladesloe in girls hockey, wow. Knocked off Spalding again, 4-1. That drops the Crimson Tide girls to 7-8-1 on the season. Garrett Sicily and I had the call Saturday afternoon at U32. Pivotal game in boys basketball, where the U32 Raider boys came away with a 64-61 victory over the Randolph Galloping Ghosts. Puts U32 at 7-9 on the season. They are playing crosstown rival Spalding Crimson Tide tonight, who have won 3 out of their last 5 games. So that's a huge game tonight. Dropped Randolph to 10-8. Kaylin Zailenga, 26 points, 21 in the first half.
Oh, wow.
But I want to give a shout out to Michael Mallett. You were a stud in the second half. His 8 points all coming in the second half. He was finishing at the rim with authority. Very impressive. Williamstown boys knocked off Oxbow 72-50. Evan Bailey, we've said your name a lot this year, 34 points on the night. The Blue Devil boys are sitting at 11-6 with 3 games to go. Williamstown girls, 46-33 over Blue Mountain. They're at 12-2.
Wow.
Destiny Campbell with her normal day at the office, 16 points, 5 steals, and 5 assists. Again, boys will wrap up in basketball this week. Girls next week.
It's crazy that that's coming to an
already-
end, too.
yeah.
It really is. My last high school, what I'm going to focus on is wrestling. David Forner, you better be listening. So he says to me at the rink on Friday, when are you going to talk about wrestling? And dear friend, love him to pieces. I said, we talked about wrestling. CB even talked about wrestling. But their season is coming to an end as well, so we will hit on Spalding Wrestling. I want to give a shout down before we get to the NFL because it was on my shout out list. I just want to shout down Travis Kelce.
Oh, yeah.
We'll talk about it later.
Oh, we will.
Yeah. What a douche canoe.
That was the word I used today, too, wasn't it? All right. Spalding Wrestling improves to 16-2 on the season. And if you've listened to us talk about wrestling over the winter, the 34-time defending champs are down in Mount Anthony. And we all know that. And usually it's all them when it comes to wrestling. But Spalding, I think, is going to have a lot to say in this run. They wrapped up the regular season competition by packing in 5 matches during a busy 24-hour stretch this weekend, Friday to Saturday. I want to make sure I get this right. Coach Darren O'Meara's squad showcased a flair for the dramatics in a nail-biting loss to the 34-time defending champs, Mount Anthony, but then bounced back with a 2-point win over Otter Valley. And Coach says if we had just flipped one of them in our favor and one would have won the duel, they could have knocked off Mount Anthony.
Wow.
So this would have been epic.
That would have been amazing.
Epic.
So the Granite City squad hit the road Friday for a rematch with Plymouth, which is the 4-time defending Division III champ in New Hampshire. Spalding dropped a few closely contested matches, but still wound up with a 52-18 victory. O'Meara's team made a quick turnaround Saturday, traveling to Fairhaven to take on the Slaters, Otter Valley, Burton, and Mount Anthony. They kicked off the day by putting up a gritty fight against Mount Anthony before making things look a little bit easier with a 54-7 victory.
Damn.
I don't understand the scoring of wrestling, so David's going to be mad at me now. That was over Fairhaven. So Gavin Winnie prevailed at the 126-pound weight for the Tide by outlasting Fairhaven's Anthony Sabo 11-6. Freshman Michael Grasso faced a tough challenge against Trey Lee, but refused to be pinned during a 11-0 loss at the 142 rank. John Marcellus, who big football player too, and the 138-pound Elias Callet at the 144-pound triumphed. And teammate Leo Johnson pinned the 150-pound foe Connor Savage, gotta love that name, in 1 minute and 44 seconds.
Damn.
Goes on to say that Spalding standout Landon Larrabee secured an 8-7 win at the 157-pound before Fairhaven's Gabe Batch eked out a 4-3 win, just 4-3, in the 165-pound over Gabe Hoare, quarterback of the football team. The Tide easily locked up the lopsided final outcome with Max LaPearl 175, Alec Bozabut 190, Caleb Hoare 215, and Philip Maurice 285 inherited walkover victories. I want someone to explain to me what walkover means because I like that too. I like it. Anyways, Spalding closes out the regular season with a 16-2 record. Solid. Against Vermont opponents after cruising past Burton 60-18. The Tide suffered their only in-state losses this season to Colchester and Mount Anthony. Making that feat even more impressive is the fact that Spalding often forfeited between 2 and 4 bouts every match in the lightest weight classes. Okay, so Spalding will host a junior high and a junior varsity state championship this Saturday at 10 a.m. Otter Valley will host the state meet for the varsity athlete wrestlers the following weekend. So
we always host it. I feel like Otter Valley always hosts it.
I do too. So I know that was a lot, but I just want to give this Spalding wrestling team as much coverage and get it out there, and good luck in 2 weekends, and nothing would be better than to stop that 34-time defending champ Patriots in their place. So there we go with high school sports. We're going to have a ton more to talk about in the coming weeks. A ton more. But we're going to talk, let's talk about some college stuff. You want to talk about college softball a little bit?
Yeah, we had some college. Did you get to watch some, CB?
No,
did you watch any college softball?
I wanted to so bad. I wanted to watch a Stanford game, and then it just completely went out of my mind.
I think that
I was so disappointed.
It's hard to imagine that softball's on right now,
Yeah.
like living here.
Yeah.
We're like, what do you mean?
And then you texted on Sunday morning, oh, great, what a great day of sports.
For sports, yeah.
And then I saw softball, I was like, son of a bitch.
I tuned into UCLA quickly, but they don't look like the
They
UCLA.
do not look great.
They are 2-3, so through 5 games, UCLA is 2-3 for the first time since 2007.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I think that was
And our Longhorns crushed them
right.
16-0.
Ding, ding, ding.
2
ding.
grand
Damn.
slams.
Oh,
I was
wow.
like, dang, Longhorns love them. This is going to be their year.
I
feel
I
like
think
Don't
it's gonna
say
be their
that.
year.
Don't
crap,
say
man.
that.
I
You
just
just
jinxed
jinxed
them.
them.
Great.
You just
Podcast
jinxed them.
jinx.
That's great.
Well, podcast jinx.
So
Yeah.
sorry. You
Sorry.
Should, yeah.
Sorry.
Well, we
Texas.
tried to podcast jinx the Chiefs.
I
and
know,
that
it didn't work.
Yeah, what a great opening weekend. There was already a ton of upsets. Kentucky upset number 3 Stanford.
Oh, wow.
which
Should
is
have watched that
crazy.
game.
2-1,
Yeah.
great game.
Good game.
Charlotte knocks off number 4 FSU.
What? I did
Yeah.
not see that
Oh my
score.
gosh.
Yep.
Well, that pisses me.
Yep, out of nowhere, their first win over a top 5 opponent ever.
Well, good for them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nicely done, Charlotte.
Oklahoma
Nicely done.
State defeated number 8 Duke 3-0. No, not Oklahoma State. I'm sorry, Oklahoma. Oklahoma defeated Duke. It was Kelly Maxwell's debut at Oklahoma.
If Oklahoma lost, we would have heard you celebrating.
We would.
All of Barry would have heard you.
And all of Barry would have. I would have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ran around town screaming at the top of my lungs that the Sooners have lost a game. Kelly Maxwell, their big transfer. It was her debut. She won 3-0. Yippee
Blah, blah,
skippy
blah.
wah wah. Sure, we'll hear more about it. So yippee yippee. Sad. And then Oklahoma State yesterday beat UCLA. Another upset. 12 versus 9, 9-1.
I was going to say, I
Damn.
don't think UCLA showed up for that one.
I mean, UCLA in 2 losses, 25-1.
Yeah. That's
happening?
brutal.
And-
that's brutal.
And they had an illegal substitution
Oh, really?
that
That's
you
the
should
part I
never make
missed.
that mistake.
Right. No, you should never make that.
So what happened is their right fielder got hurt. The DH went in for her, so they had to put another person in the DH spot, and they didn't report him.
Oh,
Really?
So stupid.
Yep. And I'm
almost-
like, you've been there, like how, like Lisa
That's
Fernandez
so-
is on that staff.
I'm
Like you
stud.
guys know
That's
better.
Love
so
Lisa
stupid.
Fernandez.
So they're off to a little bit of a rough start.
It's like not
UCLA
understanding
is.
how overtime works in the NFL.
Right, which we'll talk about that. Sad news though, Jordy Ball injured in her debut at Nebraska.
Really?
Yeah. Landed awkwardly, something to do with her knee. It's been kind of hush hush, like
Yeah.
no one's really said exactly what it is. But she'll miss a few starts, so that's bad
That
news
sucks.
for them.
That is.
I mean, she's a hell of a pitcher, hell of an athlete. I love her now that she's not at Oklahoma. So, like, I want her to do so well, and I was so sad.
It's amazing what a uniform change can
Right?
do for wheels.
You go from like crimson, gross red to Nebraska red. This is like, no offense, Spalding.
I
Crimson
knew.
Tide.
I was like, well, there goes that crimson color down the tube.
But that's a great. And this weekend, it's the Clearwater Invitational.
Favorite tournament.
It's going to be amazing. There's like 40 games in 4 days. It's just game after game after game
How
after
many
game
fields
after game.
do you think are at that complex? It's not just one or
No,
two. There's
it's not.
It's a complex.
It's a huge complex.
It's just like walking around watching game to game of the top college softball
Yeah.
teams.
Nice.
And like
Years ago, it was a small tournament.
really small. Now,
Not the big names. Just took off.
Now, besides the College World Series, this is the biggest tournament for
100%.
sure. For sure. So, a lot of these teams will be there. It's just a great this weekend. Tune in. I believe ESPN is going to air almost all of them.
They're really good at carrying
Yeah.
Clearwater.
So now that football's over, it's all about college sports with basketball and softball starting, and baseball will be starting soon.
Exactly. And I do get into the baseball World
Yeah.
Series too. I've started to over the years get into the NCAA. Obviously, the softball is first, but men's and women's college basketball.
Right?
That 2-hole, it was. I'm trying to remember. It was UCLA and then Iowa.
Yeah, it's awful for everybody.
It's awful. So right now, Ohio State, they've just quietly. They're sitting in the 2-hole in women's college basketball, and Stanford, which I knew would be in that top 3 at some point. I do want to give a big shout out to the Gamecocks. Wheels knows I'm a huge
yeah.
Don Staley fan. But when you look at the game of them playing without Cardosa, it's Tahina Pau. Not only do I love to
that
say
name.
her
That's
name.
an amazing
Great name.
name. What a great now.
Interviewer after the game, it's all about her team. Season high 21 points, 8 for 12 from the field. She set the tone with 16 points in the first half. Raven Johnson, double, 10 points, 12 rebounds. Ashley Watkins, who I really focused on, and shame on me for not really focusing on her. She's number 2 on South Carolina. She has game.
She does.
She has game.
Yep.
She finished with 15 points, 2 steals, and 3 blocks. And of course, I love to watch the defensive end, and that kid is smooth.
Yep.
Silky smooth. And I love what Coach Staley says after the game. All our kids are confident. And she's right. All our kids are probably starters in a program elsewhere, but they've come here and they're putting in their time. And I think she just gets the most out of every player on that team. And I always enjoy watching her coach. And I was the one that kept saying, right up until yesterday, I like South Carolina's team, but they're not championship caliber quite yet. I thought they were a year away. I don't know. It's wide open.
It is wide open.
Yep.
But
I'm
right
not
now,
going to sit here and say they
Yeah.
are, but I don't know who I can say
well,
is.
that's just it. Right now, having watched a lot of the top 10 teams, top 15, I mean, to me, Carolina, what makes them stand out is their defense.
Right.
I just
Exactly.
think they just
And that's
play
probably why I
in your
like them
face,
so much.
aggressive defense.
Yep.
So
And again, CB, did I send you the pic of the high scorers
Yep.
in college sports? I got to find it on my phone because it's NCAA Division I leading scorers, men versus women. So of the top 5, it's 4 of them are females.
love it. Let me guess who's number 1. Do I only get one guess?
Juju
and one guess?
Watkins. No, just kidding. Caitlin Clark, 32.4. Watkins, it's up on the screen. Tommy Bruner from Denver. So now I've got to watch Denver and hope they get to the NCAA. Hannah Hidalgo, love her.
What a year.
And Shelia Watson from Buffalo. Shelia, I'm probably saying the name right, 24.8. So it just has a picture of all the scorers. And Hidalgo, just a freshman.
Right.
Juju.
That's amazing.
She a freshman or a sophomore?
She's a freshman.
Freshman.
Yeah.
That
Freshman,
freshman class is just sick. I think the best women's game of the weekend was the Notre Dame Fighting Irish against, I think it was FSU. I think that's who they played. 98-94 overtime win.
Damn.
Right?
Hidalgo, 27 points, 9 assists, 13 for 14 from the foul line.
Love that.
Just love these young kids' game. I really do. And Juju, we haven't seen her play yet.
We have. I don't know how we haven't.
The security guys,
They
do play tonight.
They play
I
tonight.
believe.
Maybe they'll be on tonight.
So you've got, who did we just talk about? We talked about South Carolina at 1, Ohio State at 2, Stanford at 3, Iowa slides to 4, Texas at 5. That's another team we're forgetting about.
Yeah.
We're forgetting about Texas. I kept talking about K-State. They're sitting at 7 right now. North Carolina State.
Yeah.
We always forget about them. Colorado Buffaloes are at 20-4. UCLA and USC round out the top 10 at 19-4 and 17-4. 3 years ago, we weren't even talking about USC women's
Oh, God,
basketball.
no.
And not really UCLA either.
No.
In all honesty. So I look at those top 10, and we're not even talking about Notre Dame. when
Right.
We're talking, and even UNC.
And UConn's not even in there.
And UConn's not even in there.
Crazy.
They're in the top 20, but they're not in the top 10.
it's been for years. It was you had UConn, Tennessee,
Tennessee. We're not even talking
Notre
about
Dame,
anymore.
Baylor. Like it was all the same.
Yep. And the other hot team is Oregon State.
Yes,
Everyone keeps talking about the Beavers, and I'm like, I don't think I've seen them play yet either.
I haven't.
So they knocked off number 4 Colorado 65-59 this past weekend. So what a wide open tournament.
It's going to be. I think the
can't
league
wait.
tournaments themselves are going to be
Exactly.
amazing. I mean, the Big Ten is.
Oh,
It's
gonna be
tough.
so it's gonna be so
like
much fun
if
to watch.
Iowa. If you guys think Iowa's going to walk out of that,
No.
just walk into the tournament as a number 1 seed.
Right.
They're not.
Right.
No.
And I flipped a switch with men's where I think Purdue and UConn are just the cream of the crop in men's basketball. I really, really, truly do. Zach Edey's all that. I mean, he's even hitting some 3-pointers now. But if you're looking for a team, and Garrett Sicily, correct me if I'm wrong, but UConn. If they don't win it back to back, they could. Who would have thought the UConn
Right.
men's basketball program has a chance to win back-to-back this year?
Yeah.
They have got such a balanced team. They're so fun to watch. I don't believe in Kansas this year.
No.
I still won't count out Shaka Smart and Marquette.
No,
They've
you
not-
can't
They
count
were
it,
up.
yeah.
They fell. They're coming back.
Yep.
I like Houston.
UNC is like
UNC.
this. Like
Yep.
it depends. I feel like
What team are you going to get?
right.
Then Tennessee was the one that was playing
Yep.
great, and they went out and lost
Yep.
this
And
weekend
Arizona
to
is
Texas
still in
A&M.
there.
So I think it's Purdue, UConn, and then we'll see.
Right.
But as I say that, because I've just said that, they probably won't meet in the final because I just said that. But there's still so much more basketball.
No,
left.
so much.
Yeah.
So much.
We've got some good games this weekend, but the one I was looking at is not Duke and Florida State. Oh, there it is right there. 3 p.m. on Fox on Saturday is number 7 Marquette going up against, well, this one has number 1 UConn men. I think Purdue's still number 1. If you want to watch a good college basketball
be a good game.
3 o'clock on Fox. You've got all your chores done, your workouts are done and everything. 3 o'clock on Fox. Tune in. I've got nothing else for college.
No, that's it.
I mean, it's an exciting time of year. So you guys want to talk about the Puppy Bowl?
Oh my goodness. I
Sorry,
want them
go
all.
ahead. You were
I
gonna
want them all. Oh, so funny story about college basketball. So, all right. So on the Instagram, I watch a lot of sports things, right? I'm also a card collector, so watch a lot of card openings.
Yeah.
Freaking Instagram just starts sending me sports cards openings. And I'm like, don't do it. Don't impulse buy. Don't do it. Don't do it. I did it.
And what, I was going to say, and what happened,
and the end
CB?
of the story
So
is
bought a
she did
couple boxes of the NCAA basketball cards. So we'll
I
see
didn't
what
know
happens.
I didn't know you
Yeah.
collected cards.
Yep, it's real bad.
I used
really,
to.
Wow.
I really
Yeah,
need
I used to as well.
Yeah, I still
really
have
need
a
to
bunch
stop.
of them, but
but I was like looking at how much I like brought home last year and like my expenses. I was like, where did the money? That's a story for another time. But I bought some NCAA basketball cards.
Nice.
I'm excited because, like you said, we have a lot of great freshmen.
Oh my God.
And if I
amazing
get
freshman.
a couple of rookie cards,
Yeah.
man, I'll let you guys
Right?
know. I'll let you guys know.
I'll give you $5 if you get
Do
a
you
Caitlin
still
Clark
have
card.
some
I was
of-
thinking that. I was like, if
Yeah,
I get
that's
a Caitlin
funny.
Clark
That's
card,
funny.
I was like, I gotta give it to.
Do you still have some of your cards?
I do. Yes. Yeah.
We should all bring in what we think are our top 3 cards.
Okay.
Just 3.
Okay. I don't have
For
great
next
ones.
Monday.
I used
I
to
don't have-
think.
yeah,
Oh,
I don't-
me either.
Yeah,
I used
me
to think
either.
I did, like when I was young, and I'm like,
Yeah.
this card's gonna be worth so
Oh,
much
and
money,
me
and
too.
now I'm like Mark McGuire's rookie card. I have it.
Yep. And we have our Beckett.
Oh,
Mills card. We
that
used to-
hit the stinker.
That he looks like he's juiced up on steroids in the card itself, so that should have been a hint.
Right.
But like,
For his rookie card.
yeah, for his rookie card. And I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna be able to. I'm never gonna have to work again. I got Mark McGuire.
Right?
Yeah. No, people.
Hey, trust me, I bought Dan Marino's dirt cheap for like $25, but it was slightly off. It's not
Yeah.
the perfect card. It's
Yeah.
still in a screw down.
Yeah.
I don't even know what it's worth, but I'll die
Yeah.
still owning the Dan Marino rookie
Yeah.
card. You know?
Elizabeth says she has Roger Clemens.
Ah.
That also that
So
value
that
went real
also
down.
hit the
Okay.
tank.
That,
That-
also, yeah.
So you won't be retiring on that. Sorry.
Now
We can put our two steroid cards together.
We need to get Ira Alberghini in
Yes. Once we are in the studio,
here, and he will come in and show us his baseball cards. This
Oh,
kid
yeah,
is
he
a
hustles.
rock
he
star.
hustles, man.
He does.
He does all of the
Oh.
he does all of the research. He goes around trying to find
Gets
the,
deals.
Yeah, gets
That's
deals
awesome.
and
Flips
then just
them.
flips
I wish I
them.
had the time to
Flips
do
and
them.
then
that.
flips them.
And
Yeah.
how old is Ira? I'm gonna have to ask Michelle tomorrow.
11 or 12.
In that
That's
ballpark.
impressive.
Yeah, 11 or 12.
Oh yeah, this kid's
Yeah, man.
and they love the game of baseball.
He knows his
He knows
stuff.
what he's doing.
Yeah.
he could retire. We can't yet.
Yeah, we can't.
But
No.
Ira could.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So, do we talk about the Puppy Bowl first, or do
Oh,
we
they're
talk
so
about
cute.
the Super Bowl?
I want a corgi.
72-69 was the final score.
Yep.
Now I'm trying to remember.
the Woofers?
The Woofers, I think.
I think that was more
The
exciting than
two-time
the Super
champs
Bowl.
were not
Yeah.
the two-time champs. It was fun to watch.
Oh, my
It was a
goodness, yeah.
lot of fun to watch. I only saw the ending of it. I was texting with CB quite a bit. The Super Bowl, though, was the boringest Super Bowl
Oh my
I had
gosh.
ever watched
Until the fourth quarter.
until the fourth quarter.
Yep.
That first half, I was like, "What is happening?"
We both were
Yeah.
like, I mean, Karen was so bored she was on her phone.
Yeah.
The whole,
We
she's
just-
like,
Same. I was just watching the bets, man.
Yeah.
I was just on my phone.
Wheels stayed for a half, a little over a half.
yeah, a little over the half.
I stopped watching.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I stopped watching. I'm like, this is... And in the back of my mind, yes, I was cheering for the 49ers. Congrats to Kansas City because, again, we're watching a dynasty.
Right. Oh,
we're
yeah.
watching a dynasty.
Yep. In the making.
And now
for
we've
sure.
seen two. Because they're the first back-to-back Super Bowl champs
Yes.
since the Pats in
Yep.
2003, 2004. Patrick Mahomes could catch Tom Brady.
He's
in
ahead
six.
of Brady right
yeah,
now.
because
Where
it's
he was
only
at.
28.
Did you see, how they do their little comic strips and stuff where Brady's running with the Lombardi
Yeah.
trophy and does the handoff? I mean, I thought it was kind of cute. Commercial. Did you have a favorite commercial? I mean,
We only laughed at like a couple.
we laughed at Arnold
wasn't-
Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito in the
Yeah,
State
that
Farm
one was
Oh,
fun.
yep.
I mean, the
I'm
Jennifer
sure I missed
Aniston
some.
one was funny,
Yeah, she was funny. But
but that's
There wasn't any really great ones.
no.
do we say this every year?
I mean, if anybody
how
has
much-
one
For
that
yeah.
you
Tune
guys
in.
think, let
Was
us
there
know,
a
but-
Clydesdale one, though? Did I miss the Clydesdale?
They had one, but I didn't see it actually play
See,
I didn't.
because I
So-
saw like the preview of it.
the one that that made me go was RFK, his presidential independent
Yeah,
ticket.
we were all like, wait,
I was
shocked.
like,
I was shocked.
Whoa!
I was like, is that the first
did
time?
you go? Is this really happening? Because
Yeah.
I went, is this happening?
Yeah.
How much did you pay?
I mean,
7
they're loaded.
million.
Yeah.
They're loaded.
Do you know that was a 7 million 30-second clip
They're loaded.
that went back to JFK?
Yeah.
So it was a 60s clip.
His
and
uncle.
I went,
Yeah.
he's pushing his platform
Mm-hmm.
on the independent ticket in the middle of the
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't like to talk politics, but that one took my breath away. I went, what just happened?
Yeah.
Did that just happen? And I had to research it at the end of the night. I'm like, so RFK Jr., yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody's going viral. Everyone's going crazy over it. We're not going to go down the political alley, but
No.
that one floored me a little bit.
Yeah. I was shocked.
I was shocked. I liked the State Farm one with Arnold, and
I mean, that
only
was funny.
Only
Yeah.
Arnold can say what he wants to
Yeah.
say. I mean,
I-
it's just funny.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't.
Yeah.
There
And
wasn't any.
Arnold makes a comeback because years ago,
Right.
he messed up his marriage. Nobody liked Arnold. Now everybody
Yeah.
loves Arnold.
Right.
again.
Yeah.
We all love a good
I mean, Gronk missed the kick again.
Gronk. wide
It's
right.
so bad.
It's so
It
wide
was
right.
so bad.
I was like, how can you do that to them?
Oh my gosh.
Wide right. I was like, oh,
It was really
well,
bad,
hey,
real
there
bad.
you have it.
So it was actually the longest Super Bowl ever. The game was much
felt it.
longer than the Super Bowl's only other overtime match, which I didn't know there was only 2 overtimes. And that was James White's game-winning touchdown that gave the Patriots the win over the Atlanta Falcons. So I'm giving this to the New England Patriot fans. I'm giving you guys this.
That's all we give. That's all we're giving them.
So fourth quarter into overtime, but I will tell you this. Once Wheels texted me and said, is this really happening? And I was busy on my laptop. I was like, I don't think I want to watch anymore.
Yeah.
And I saw San Francisco kick the field goal in overtime, and I said, oh, you're done.
Yep.
Because now Patrick Mahomes, because
Yep.
both defenses were outstanding.
They were.
Yes.
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 I just knew that the one defense that was going to crack at the wrong time was going to
Yep.
be
Yep.
San Francisco.
Yep.
And poor
Greenlaw.
Oh
yeah,
my
poor
God.
Greenlaw.
As soon as that happened, I looked at my dad. I was like, did he just tear his Achilles?
Did you see it?
Yes.
Like they replayed
Yes,
it.
and
oh,
the
it's
boom.
bro. You can literally see it snap.
It's
I was
it's like right up.
And
up.
isn't that the theme of our NFL season?
Yeah, Achilles.
Injury-wise.
yeah,
Achilles, yeah.
We've talked about Achilles when
Way more than
Aaron
ACLs.
Rodgers was 4 minutes into his first
Yeah,
game as a
and
New
that's
York
how it
Jet.
started. Yeah.
Yep.
And we're going to end the season talking about an Achilles.
Yeah.
I mean, he
but that was
literally was just standing there.
He
he like did a little jump and
Yep,
then
yep.
boom down. But
Oh.
yeah, that was a huge loss for the Niners.
He got
because-
down
huge
tonight.
loss.
That was huge.
Yeah.
But, and here's the other thing, and I said this to Wheels. When the first series, when San Francisco just went right down the
Yes.
field, I
Yeah.
was like, wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey doesn't fumble.
Never.
Oh no,
Ever.
ever.
Ever. I'm like, this is what's going to happen.
yeah.
My jaw dropped. I was
Yep.
like, oh my gosh.
We
And
were
even-
loving it. We were like, yeah, look at
Yeah.
this guy. And
Right,
then all
right,
of a
yeah,
sudden we're like,
right. He was unstoppable.
the ball's out.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Yeah,
What's
I'm like,
going on?
they were going right down the
Yep.
field. And after that, I thought Brock Purdy was, he was up and down.
I mean, so was
Mahomes was up and
Yeah.
down.
Yep.
I mean, he couldn't get 5 seconds to throw anything. I mean, they were on him.
Yep.
For
He
the first
does-
3 quarters,
He
did
gets
nothing.
better as the game goes along, though.
I know.
And who does that remind you of?
Right. He's, yeah.
I'm like, if you're not going to, and then they got the interception. Was
Yes.
that early in the third?
Early.
Third,
yeah.
yeah.
Did nothing. No
Nothing.
points came
Nope.
of it.
Nope.
And I'm like, you guys shooting yourself in the foot because you
Yep.
cannot do this with Kansas City. Like we all said for years
Yep.
with the Patriots.
Right.
You have to capitalize.
And missing that extra point, huge.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Huge.
What?
You just
Every
made
ti-
a 55-yarder.
Every time
Yep.
he was going for the field goal, I was like, oh jeez, because he missed a field goal in every single playoff game. Right.
Well, we wondered if Jake Moody was going to
play a role.
play a role.
And he may
He
have.
played a role. Joe Edson said today, good job, Mama Wheels.
Yep.
Yeah,
in
Mama
getting
Wheels
the
was
win.
one happy
Yep.
mom today.
He shouted out in the chat.
Oh.
Kudos, Joe, though, for picking San Francisco, you and Garrett, because we were trying to do the podcast jinx. It didn't work.
No.
And the final score is 25-22, right?
Yep.
yeah.
Mama Wheels said 24-20.
I know.
Yeah.
Pretty damn close right
Yeah.
there, girl.
Impressed.
And
Nice job. And we all got it right. We all picked the Chiefs.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Kayla said the Clydesdale horses got lost in a winter storm, and the puppy came and found them in the storm to deliver the beer to the bar.
Kayla, when was it on?
I know. I saw the preview on the interweb, but I didn't see it actually play during the game.
Well, that sounds like the best commercial of the night.
Right.
I was looking forward to it. I love
Well,
the
now we gotta
I
find it.
love the Clydesdale
We'll find it.
commercials.
So, do you know that the Niners are 0-4 under Kyle Shanahan versus the Chiefs?
Yep.
That's real bad.
And now
Yeah.
he is. That's 3 straight Super Bowl losses for him.
That's real bad.
5th team to do that. Can you name the other 4? I mean, I'm just looking at it, but I would say the Bills and the Vikings.
Well, the Bills,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
easy. Broncos and the Bengals. I knew the Broncos back in the day
Yes,
before
before
Elway
LA.
got, yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Bengals.
yeah. They
Yeah,
had bad
that
luck.
makes sense.
They made it a couple times with Boomer,
Yeah.
but
I was a little bummed for that one. And again, the MVP goes to the quarterback, but I can't argue with it.
no.
Yeah.
He deserved
Some
it.
people are like, "Oh my God, no!" But I'm like, "Well,
But who
when
else
it
would it have
got-
gone to?
No
when
one
it
else.
got down
no
to
one
the
else.
nitty
Yeah.
gritty,
Travis Kelce for taking out his coach in a hissy fit.
Oh my gosh.
he was 34 for 46, 333 yards, 2
Yeah.
touchdowns,
I
and
mean,
one interception. And he's Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
I mean, again, if we're not Patrick Mahomes fans, that's fine. We know we respect his game, and he could be the next GOAT. But that guy, they had him where they wanted
know.
him.
Yes.
And I
All
hate it when a
game.
team lets up.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I was
Yep.
worried about the 49ers defense. They came to play. They did an outstanding job.
Yeah.
But once you got into overtime and kicked the field goal because
Because they didn't know the rules.
they didn't know the rules. I mean, I'm sure Coach Shanahan did, but yeah, they should have pressed for that touchdown
And-
a little
Yeah.
bit.
There's so much controversy on should they have deferred because they won the
Right.
toss.
Right.
Right.
But did they defer? Did they receive because they
Because
didn't,
they didn't know
know
the rules.
Right. Right.
And we're never gonna know.
Shanahan
Yeah.
should.
Shanahan should have known the rules. And
I
he,
get it if the player. Well, I don't get if the players don't know the rules, but Shanahan should have known.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless he just wanted to set the tone and go get that touchdown.
I mean,
would
maybe
have definitely deferred though.
Same.
because they're
I would
absolutely
have
right.
definitely.
Then you know exactly what you have to
What
do.
you
Right.
have-
And
what
you're
you're going
gaining
up against.
you're gaining another down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they
Like-
were saying maybe it's because their defense was just out on the field for so long.
Right, and that
they
was another
needed-
part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually
Yeah.
that's an important part of it
Right.
as well. Did everybody see Taylor Swift chug her beer?
Yes.
I didn't see it. I saw it today on the internet, but I don't know. I don't know what to say about the 49ers. I don't know.
Do you think like what changes do they have to make? I mean, do you think it was Kyle Shanahan? Do you think it was just inconsistent play? I mean, George Kittle did nothing.
Nothing.
So
that screwed
like-
so many of my bets.
I just don't.
It did.
I didn't
did.
think Purdy
He had
played terrible.
He had
but-
4 yards.
yeah, and he was
was just-
frustrated. He was very frustrated.
I think
And then
the
he went in-
MVP of the game is Spags. I
Oh
think
my
his
gosh,
frickin'
right?
Kansas
I mean,
City
he's-
defense is just
he's-
freaking outstanding.
He's
Yeah.
perfect.
yeah.
There was one, I don't remember what point in the game, but Purdy was going to Debo in the end zone,
Yep.
and
yeah.
Every
what
single time.
cornerback played it perfection. I was
Every
like,
time.
that is phenomenal
It happened
coverage.
like multiple times.
Yeah.
It happened like 2 or 3 times too.
To take Samuel, Ayuk, and Kittle out of the game.
Right.
Gosh.
And even McCaffrey was finding his holes.
He was,
Yeah.
but
He was the only one doing anything.
Those tightened up as the game
yeah.
went along
And I mean,
as well.
and Spags blitzes at the best time. Like, he knows exactly when to do it.
He's outstanding.
Yep.
He's an outstanding
awesome.
coach.
He's literally why the Giants won those 2 Super Bowls.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
We did not win it on any other merit. It was Spags.
Right.
And the defense.
Right.
So the whiteboard Wednesday, it was who wins the tight end battle. You guys were spot on. You picked Kelsey. He had 9 catches for 93. Kittle had 2 catches, targeted 4 times, 2 catches, 4 yards.
4 yards.
4 targets, 2 catches,
Yeah.
4 yards.
And you
I
could
don't
see the
get.
frustration in him.
Yeah.
He was frustrated, for sure.
I don't understand it at all. We talked about, is Kyle Shanahan going to blow lead if they were up by 10? Going into the fourth quarter, they were not up.
They were not up.
They were not up. So,
Yeah.
what rookie's going to make the biggest impact? Rashid Rice was okay. Moody.
I think it was
he made an
Moody.
impact.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
he set a record, then it got
Yep.
broken
Yep.
immediately
Yep.
after.
Yep.
Well,
But,
Butker's just
I mean,
sick.
Oh my gosh.
but that extra point is huge.
Right.
Because
that extra point.
that changes how you play it.
Because Kansas
4
City
points
would
versus-
needed a touchdown
Right.
and not just a field goal to send it in overtime.
Right.
Right.
4 points versus 3 points. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
More TDs, Pacheco or CMC. You guys picked McCaffrey. He combined for 160
Yeah.
But only 1 touchdown.
and 1 touchdown. Pacheco did not have a TD.
He didn't do much.
He didn't do
at all.
much at all.
Who's going to have more receiving yards? Rashid Rice, Travis Kelsey. CBU had Rice. Wheels, you had Kelsey. Kelsey had 93.
Rice had like
He 6 catches for 39.
39. I thought it was 40, yeah.
You both picked Debo over Ayuk for touchdown.
Neither one of them got
I mean, we got some offensive juggernauts on this paper, and
they did
didn't
nothing.
show up.
nothing. I mean, shout out to the defenses.
You
Yeah.
cannot blame the San Francisco defense at all.
No.
No.
And,
No.
No.
And Purdy looked good in spurts. I'm not going to put it on Purdy.
No.
But you just can't give Patrick Mahomes a little bit.
You can't.
You just
He-
can't.
And he's now
And then
The
the
villain.
return,
He is the
the
villain now.
he is.
the return that got hit, that got
Yeah. They hit the guy's foot.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, that was game changing.
Yep.
I was
For
like,
sure.
because they got the ball at like the 10.
Yeah.
I was like, oh Jesus.
So we win the Super Bowl,
Mm-hmm.
we being the Chiefs, not me. And it's okay that Travis Kelsey almost ran over and concussed
And threw
Coach Reed.
threw a hissy fit.
No.
A grown man hissy fit.
But now today, of course, everybody, it's okay, we're good.
Well,
If
and
that
he's
were
laughing about it.
If that were
Yeah.
any other player,
yeah.
if that were any other player, he'd get shit on so
That's
much.
right.
So much.
That's right.
Oh, and gee, guys, I wonder why this isn't happening.
Right.
Right.
I
But
mean, we
like-
were going BS today
Oh,
at work.
I
Yeah.
bet. I was
We
too.
were.
And it's like, but Kelsey's laughing about it. He thinks
Yeah.
it's funny.
Yeah.
He
Like,
they
oh,
interviewed
did you
him
guys see
after,
this?
and he's like, "Oh, I was
Oh.
just telling him how much I love him." No,
Yeah.
you weren't, buddy. Like you were
So what
throwing a
happens
grown
if
man
they
hissy
lose?
fit.
I wonder what he would have said in the next interview
Right.
he had, whenever that might have been. I mean, Andy Reid didn't see him coming.
No.
He's looking this way. He pile drives his body right into
Right.
his shoulder. I don't know how Reed stayed up.
I don't either.
No, and he was just screaming in his face.
Right.
Yes.
Like, dude.
And you're talking. This is 3 Travis Kelsey fans. Well, we were Travis Kelsey
Yeah.
fans. Respect his game. Going to go down as one of the best tight ends, if not the best that ever played the game. And we wonder what's wrong with the world when these young kids are watching their hero, Travis Kelsey, act like that.
Right.
Right.
To one of the most, if not the most respected coach in the NFL.
Yeah.
Right. And there were a
How
lot
do you
of
do that?
Right. And there are a lot of little girls that were watching because of Taylor Swift.
Absolutely.
And now they see this like,
Yeah.
oh, this is what Taylor's boyfriend acts like.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
I mean, it's just. I was disgusted by his behavior.
And it's real bad when he does that in public.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
what does he do
Right.
in private?
Right.
Christy says, yeah, it's never okay to shove your coach. It's never okay
No.
to shove anyone,
No.
really.
But yes,
But
it's
definitely not your 60-something-year-old coach.
right. Because you're mad.
Yeah,
Because
because
you're throwing a
mad.
tantrum.
You're just
Yeah.
mad.
You're just throwing a tantrum because you weren't on the field. Like,
Right.
fuck.
Right.
Yeah.
And the CBS did, and this I think is a nutshell of the game. The 49ers had a chance to distance themselves from the Chiefs in the first half, but weren't able to. They paid for it in the second half when Mahomes and company started to warm up, and Kansas City's defense applied more pressure to Brock Purdy.
Yep.
That's the game. He had his moments, Purdy, but it just wasn't good enough on the biggest stage.
Right.
Yep.
I do hope he's learned from it. We all love Brock Purdy. The line that came out this morning favors the San Francisco 49ers next year to win it all.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Then Kansas City.
Okay.
So we just won't even talk about those two teams. Baltimore, who should have been in the Super Bowl if they had just showed
collapse.
up.
up, yeah.
So it goes Niners, Chiefs, Ravens, Bills, Lions. That's a lot of AFC right there.
That is. Yeah.
Chiefs, Ravens, Bills, and then the Bengals are right below the Lions. The Dolphins are actually in there. I was bummed that the Giants weren't in there, you guys.
Bummed or not
Eagles, Packers, Cowboys, Texans, Jets. That rounds out. I think I was doing the top 12 on there. What do you guys think? Sitting here the day after, hearts are breaking for the Niners. I said this last year when the Eagles lost, when they should have won.
Yes.
I said they'll be right back in it. I don't know. I want to sit here and say the Lions because they're fun.
Right.
That
I
would be
know, they are
amazing.
fun.
That would
Yeah.
be fun.
They're fun.
Yeah.
But that AFC.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's tough.
That AFC.
I mean, you can't count out Mahomes. You just
No.
can't. I don't care who he has surrounding him. It's just like Brady. Like it doesn't
And
matter.
it's almost like, and we said it week in and week out, they're just not playing good ball.
No.
And other teams are taking Kelsey out of the mix. Good job, because that's the main
Right.
offensive juggernaut on their team. They know that the AFC West wasn't one of the strong, so they're going to win it.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then they just put it, we all said it, they're going to go into a different gear now.
Yep.
So yeah, no, I can't count out Kansas City.
no, you just can't.
I can't. I won't. I do like the Texans. I
love
like
it. I agree.
the future
Love
of
the
the
Texans.
Texans, and I like the future of the Green Bay Packers.
Packers.
Yes.
Yep.
You really
Yep.
do.
For sure. For sure.
So it's wide open.
It is.
It is.
But I will say, I had the same feeling I had watching Tom Brady and the Patriots in the Super Bowl that I did last night.
Yep.
like
too.
it's the
Me
same
too.
feeling. It's the don't get too excited because
Yeah.
they're going to find a way.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's how it was every time Brady and the Patriots were in the Super Bowl. It's like, don't get excited because it's Tom Brady. It's Tom Brady.
Yeah.
So we'll CB. You didn't come close then with your DraftKings bets.
Fucking. Oh, okay.
It's dropping the F-bomb on us. I love it. I love it.
Kittle
Killed you.
Kittle
Kittle
killed
killed.
me. Pacheco not scoring a touchdown killed me.
Right. That's the other
Travis
one.
Kelce not scoring a touchdown killed me. So many things. And then Debo being injured. I was like, oh well, there goes the other half of my bets.
Yeah.
Would have been nice because then I put in a late bet where Christian McCaffrey had to have a receiving touchdown and Pacheco had to have a receiving touchdown. On a $10 bet, I would have made $300. And then CMC was a receiving touchdown. I was like, okay,
You were like,
just
this
need
is going to happen.
the one thing.
You're like, it's-
and then Pacheco wasn't even really in the game at all. So the Chiefs freaking ruined all most of my bets. Yeah. And then we went into overtime. I was like, okay, I got more. I got more
I
time.
got a chance. I got a
more
chance.
time. I got a chance. And then it still didn't happen. But I won $60 in the office.
You
bet.
did. You
There
won
you
the
go.
office
Hey, you
poll.
came out. You won.
So there
You
you
won
go.
that one.
There you go.
My big, I'm going to always have a coaching hire. My big offensive coordinator hire this past weekend was Clint Kubiak. Does anybody remember his dad? He was the
Gary.
coach, of the Denver Broncos. He was the 49ers pass game coordinator. He has been hired as the New Orleans Saints offensive coordinator. That's somebody that the Saints need him.
Yep.
Derek Carr
yeah.
needs him.
Yes.
Derek Carr needs something. So yeah.
So, yes, remember the name Clint Kubiak, please. Anything else Super Bowl-wise you guys want to air out?
Christy said, I felt like Pacheco was running in place and getting thrown down.
Which is a first
Yeah.
for
pretty
him.
much.
Because
Yeah.
he runs so angry, aggressively
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
he usually runs this way. But, again,
Yeah.
we'll give kudos to the
Yeah.
49ers. So, you know how I love to find something fun to always talk about. Emmitt Smith. I'm going to talk about Emmitt Smith for the last minute of the program. Obviously, a lifelong Dallas Cowboy. Helped bring 3 Lombardi trophies to Jerry Jones and company. Is literally 100% disgusted with the Cowboys. Just disgusted.
As he should be.
Yeah, right.
As he should be.
Disgusted. Whoops. So a 15-year career, Hall of Fame career. He couldn't be more dissatisfied with the team going into the 2024 season. He's tired of the team failing to reach expectations, suggesting everyone from Dallas star players to team owner Jerry Jones is losing credibility
Wow.
and respect.
Go Emmitt.
I'm tired of being sold on what the Dallas Cowboys could be.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Every year. It could
Reflecting on Dallas going one and done in the playoffs despite a 12-5 record, failing to secure the club's first conference championship. He said, "I'm tired. I've had enough of it because I'm more about what the Cowboys really are
Damn.
and who we really are and who we were. That's where I'm at. That's where everyone else is at. How do you allow this to happen?" Emmitt Smith went on to say he was shocked and surprised that Jerry Jones did not replace Mike McCarthy.
We all are.
Join the club, Emmitt.
Yep. After the latest playoff flop, it's not becoming of the Dallas Cowboys' mystique, respect, and their brand. Truth is, he added, the respect has been lacking for years with America's team. Nobody wants to fight anymore. No one wants to fight hard anymore. They want to say, "Oh, we're the Dallas Cowboys. Tell me how good I am because I play for the Dallas Cowboys." And he goes on and on and on. And in the end, Jones is the one who oversees it all. And Smith, who played 13 years for the Cowboys under the polarizing owner, believes the former Super Bowl winning executive is once again losing credibility.
Well said.
Yeah, I think.
On
I mean,
that note,
I think
good
a lot
job, Emmett.
Right.
Right.
I think a lot of Cowboys fans are at that point too.
Oh,
Yes,
100%. How can you not
100%.
be? I mean,
Yeah.
we're not even fans, and we're
We're like,
what are you doing?
Yep.
Yep.
So-
And he's calling out.
Yeah.
He
Good
should
for him.
be. Good
There's
for him.
none better than Emmitt
No.
Smith.
No,
God, no.
But
And-
he was so well spoken.
Yeah. And he's calling out the organization
Yeah.
and the head of that organization.
Someone should do that for the Yankees.
Please
Please.
step up, do it.
And my last note is, because I love to talk about the draft, my last little tidbit is the Patriots are looking to trade Mac Jones.
To who?
Who gets traded easier, Mac Jones or Daniel Jones? The Jones brothers.
I mean,
Nobody wants them.
nobody wants either of them.
I'm like, oof. And Garrett Sicily did send me, Colin Coward again, is saying the Vikings could trade Justin Jefferson to the Patriots for that number 3 pick. That would be insane. And I
That
don't
would
think
be
Colin Coward knows what he's talking about.
That would be stupid.
Sorry.
It would be insane.
It would be
But what would the Vikings
insane.
be doing? Like,
The
what are you
Patriots
doing?
will be stoked. We'll take Justin Jefferson, drop down to, I don't even know where the Vikings are, 11th, I think, in the first round.
And take a
Fine.
quarterback there.
You can still get a quarterback
Yeah.
or the best player available.
Because, I mean, you can't keep Mac Jones.
But I love him.
No.
Mac Jones is on trade block. I'm like,
To who?
I mean,
Also, so is Zach Wilson, in case anyone was wondering.
Zach Wilson. There we go.
That was another one. I
Zach
was shocked.
Wilson, Mac Jones,
Yeah.
and Daniel Jones officially is not on the block yet. Sorry.
He is in our minds.
Yes.
He is.
Yeah.
In mine too, actually.
Yeah.
And I
As-
stuck up for him.
you
As
did.
soon as he was injured, I was like, did he just play his last game?
Right? Right?
Is he done?
Right?
CB and
Is
I
he
were
done?
so. I've
Yeah.
never been so excited for a starting quarterback to get hurt in my life.
Absolutely. Joe Edson says I'm almost over the hill, but I still collect.
Here's my other latest one. Ryan Tannehill. How do we feel about Ryan Tannehill?
I mean, decent.
Yeah.
He had a decent
Yeah.
career.
The word on the street is he'll be in a Pittsburgh Steelers uniform. That's not where the Steelers should be going,
No.
though, right?
No.
No.
Because here's the needle. And Ryan Tannehill's not moving the needle this way.
He's not.
No.
He's an upgrade
Yeah,
for a year.
He's an
Yes.
upgrade for
Yeah.
a year. I don't think Kenny Pickett's the answer.
Kenny
No,
Pickett is
definitely
And
not.
I would at the
Definitely
beginning of
not.
the year, I was pretty high on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andy
So-
Agar will tell you he's not the
He's
answer.
not
No.
the answer. And the hottest rumor, though, is Justin Fields to the Falcons. That's
the
the hot one.
Falcons?
To the Falcons, his hometown.
Okay.
So
All right.
chew on all
Okay.
that. Let that marinate. And we'll see you next Monday. 6 p.m. in our new swag studio.
Real swag.
And thanks, a big shout out to Raylene for letting us camp out here for how many
Yes.
months? A lot of
It
months.
feels like a lot. Yeah.
And a thank you to McCormick and Oliver as well.
Oh.
Everybody
Our
have a
little
great
mascots.
week, and we'll see you in the studio next Monday. Have a fabulous week.